She is she, except when I pretend I'm her. And when we switch, you can't tell which is which. You don't know who you're talking to, cause we're identical twins.
Hello friends, I'm Mr. Ravindra Bhalerao and I welcome you to my channel that is English for Learners. Friends, today we are going to learn one of the humorous poem, and that is The Twins, written by Sambrooke Leigh. This is a humorous poem. Comedy is there, which highlights the ridiculous mistakes, or which can say a foolish mistakes that occur when identical twins are mistaken for each other. The entire poem speaks about the absurdities or difficulties or problems that occur due to the close similarity between the twin brothers. In this poem, the poet expresses his sorrow over the fact that he has been confused for his brother his entire life. Let's see the detailed explanation of this poem. But before that, as usual, I request you, don't forget to subscribe my channel. The name of the poem is The Twins, written by Sambrooke Leigh. First of all, let's listen audio of this poem. In form and feature, face and limb, I grieve so like my brother, that folks got taking me for him, and each for one another. It puzzled all our kith and kin. It reached a fearful pitch, for one of us was born a twin. Yet not a soul knew which. One day, to make the matter worse, before our names were fixed, as we were being washed by nurse, we got completely mixed. And thus, you see, by fate's decree, or rather nurse's whim, my brother John got Christianed me, and I got Christianed him. This fatal likeness even dogged my footsteps when at school, and I was always getting flogged, for John turned out a fool. I put this question fruitlessly to everyone I knew. What would you do if you were me? To prove that you were you. Our close resemblance turned the tide of my domestic life, for somehow my intended bride became my brother's wife. In fact, year after year the same absurd mistakes went on, and when I died, the neighbors came and buried brother John. Let's see explanation in detail. In this poem, there are twins, and the narrator of this poem is one of a pair of that twins. First two lines. In form and feature, face and limb, I grieve so like my brother. Explanation. Narrator says that he and his brother, from their birth, they grew up absolutely similar, absolutely same in form and feature, means in a structure and appearance. Face and limb. Limb means leg or arm or other body parts. So in these two lines, narrator says that he was absolutely similar with his brother means they were identical twins, which made them physical alike, physically same. Next lines, that fox got taking me for him and each for one another. Explanation. Fog, F-O-L-K, fox means people. Taking means mistaking. The explanation of these two lines are, due to their similarity, because of their resemblance, that people began mistaking one for the other. Next two lines, it puzzled all our kith and kin. It reached a fearful pitch. Explanation. Puzzled means difficult to understand or confused, and kith and kin means relatives. Pitch means limit or level. Explanation of these two lines are, again the narrator says that because of their similarity, all relatives and friends were confused, puzzled, and at times the confusion reached a very high level. Reached a fearful pitch means reached very high level. We can say it reached very terrifying stage. Next lines, for one of us was born a twin, yet not a soul knew which. Explanation. Narrator says that we were same, we were similar, because it was certain that one of us was born a twin, but no one knew for sure which of them was it. So nobody knew which of us is twin for other. Means nobody could tell them apart. Nobody tell them apart. Next lines. One day, to make the matter worse, before our names were fixed, as we were being washed by nurse, we got completely mixed. Explanation. Narrator says that one day, just before their christening means name given to a baby at the naming ceremony. Christening means giving name. Just before their christening, as they were washed by the nurse, they were bathed by the nurse, and so they got interchanged. Completely mixed means they became interchanged. Next line, and thus you see by fate's decree, or rather nurse's whim, my brother John got christened me and I got christened him. Difficult words from these lines are decree. Decree means order, by order. Whim means sudden change of mind. Explanation of these lines are, earlier we have seen that narrator and his brother were interchanged due to they were washed by or bathed by their nurse, and thus it was that mistake was either due to the nurse's mistake, that interchange happened due to the nurse's mistakes, or because of their decision, because of their fate, we can say. The narrator's brother got the name John intended for the narrator, and the narrator got the name intended for his brother. In short, we can say, because of their interchange, their names also interchanged. Narrator got his brother's name and his own name, that was John, get to his brother. So this happened because of nurses' mistakes or because of their fate or destiny. Next lines. This fatal likeness even dogged my footsteps when at school, and I was always getting flogged, for John turned out a fool. Difficult words are: fatal means harmful, dogged means continue to follow, flogged means beaten up. Explanation of these lines are: narrator says, my footsteps when at school, means when narrator went to the school with his brother, that time this fatal likeness, fatal means that harmful similarity or likeness, even dogged means continue to follow them, means because of their similarity, the difficulties or harmful situation happen with them or with the narrator, and that was, the difficulties was, and I was always getting flogged, means narrator says he was always getting punished or beaten up, for John turned out a fool. He got punishment only because of his brother John made mistake. So in short, we can say that at school the narrator was usually punished for the mistakes made by his brother. Next lines are: I put this question fruitlessly to everyone I knew. What would you do if you were me, to prove that you were you? Explanation of these lines are: the narrator put the following questions to everyone he knew, though without getting definite answer, what he would do in order to prove his definite identity if he were in his place or narrator's place. Means narrator asks everyone that what they would do if they were in place of. So that question he asked everyone because the narrator suffered lines. Our close resemblance turned the tide of my domestic life, for somehow my intended bride became my brother. Difficult words are resemblance. Resemblance means similarity in appearance. Turn means change the situation. Domestic life means family life. Intended means engaged. Now let's see the explanation of narrator says here. Even the narrator's domestic life was affected. His family life was affected by this close resemblance, by this similarity, and that was, for it turned out that girl, means that girl was changed which he was going to marry, intended to marry. And that girl became his brother's wife. So this type of difficult situation happened in his domestic or family life. Next lines are, in fact, year after year the same absurd mistakes went on, and when I died, the neighbors came and buried Brother John. Difficult words are absurd. Absurd means foolish. Explanation of these lines are, narrator says that year after year the same absurd, the same foolish mistakes went on, continued, with the result that when the narrator died, the neighbors came and buried his brother John, making him for the narrator himself. So friend, this is very funny poem or humorous poem. The irony is that the narrator portrays as if he alone was the victim of this confusion. However, his brother too would have suffered likewise for the same. The poem is a funny take on a deeper question of what forms a person's identity. Friends, I hope you might have liked this video. If you liked it, please share it. If you have any suggestions for me, please write in comment box. Wish you a good day. Thank you very much.